Hello everybody, welcome to Deluxe Collectibles, and today I'm going to be ranking all of the brand new Fantastic Four Funko Pops. They have revealed a whole new wave of these Pops, and there will be 15 Funko Pops included in this wave, so I'm super excited to be ranking them for all of you. If you don't know what this video is, it's basically a news video for the Pops of me revealing them to you, but at the same time, I like to make it a ranking so that you know which ones are my least favorite to my favorite. And in this video, I'll be ranking them, giving them each a score out of 5. Then I will be telling you the ones that are on my want list. And then I will be telling you the final score for the Pops, which today it'll be out of 75. And then I will convert that over to a percentage. And then I'll give you my final thoughts on the Pops. And then that'll be the video. So I hope you all go on to enjoy. And let's get straight into it with number 15.
Clobbering time.
Alright, so at number 15 we have Thing. Now this is the 10-inch version, which will be a Target exclusive, and this one looks pretty cool. I do like how they gave him a different pose from the standard 4-inch one, but the Thing, get it? There's a good pun. But no, I think that the thing with 10 inches I feel like they're so unnecessary. I totally understand the gimmick of it. It's really cool to have a supersized version of your Pop, but for me, I never really fell into that gimmick, and I don't plan to with this Pop. The only ones I really considered getting were the SpongeBob and the Pennywise 10-inch ones, and I still have not picked up either of those. And with this one being a Target exclusive and me being in Canada, it's a little bit more difficult to get. There is a chance it'll come to Toys R Us in Canada, but the thing is, I'm just not super interested in this one. So for this Pop, I'm going to be giving it a score of 2.5 out of 5, and now let's move on to number 14.
Clobbering time.
Okay, so at number 14, we have Mole Man. Now, this one is a character that I am not familiar with. I understand that they're from the Fantastic Four comics, but I think that the design is very wacky here. It looks like a very classic Marvel villain, and I really love those glasses on him. It kind of reminds me of Dr. Octopus's classic goggles, and I think that that's really cool. I like the kind of cape going on with the stick that he's holding. I think this is a really well-designed Pop, but the thing is, it just doesn't intrigue me because I don't have any history with the character. I'm trying to buy Pops more based on whether I have an actual connection with them, because I don't want to have too many Funko Pops. I already have probably what would be considered too many, but for this one, I'm going to take a pass on it, and for this one, I'm going to score it a 2.5 out of 5 because I still think it has a good design. It's just that personally, it doesn't really appeal to me. So now we're going to move on to number 13.
Clobbering time.
Alright, we're at number 13 here, and we're going to be discussing Invisible Woman. So this is the common version of her. There is another version that will be later on in the list, and I think this one nails her design pretty well. I think that it's actually very well done. I love how she's holding two kind of energy blasts, or shields kind of in her hands, and I think her outfit looks very classic, of course. Very simple looking Pop, but really capturing her design very well. With this one, it would definitely be higher on the list if there wasn't an exclusive, and especially an exclusive that I should actually be able to get because it's available at a store in Canada. But for this one, it's just a little bit lower just because it's so similar to the exclusive. I figure why not pick the exclusive if I'm able to get that one, because it's just a little bit better. But for this one, I'm going to score it a 3 out of 5. I still think that it's a really good addition to the line, and that's all I have to say for Invisible Woman, so let's move on to number 12.
Clobbering time.
So at number 12, we have Human Torch. This is the glow-in-the-dark specialty series version, and this one will be exclusive to basically comic book stores, and sometimes these do come to EB Games or GameStop, but it kind of varies. But you should be able to get these at your local comic book stores or some online websites. But I think that this one is really cool. The only thing with it is, I get that glow-in-the-dark is really cool, of course. I have a few glow-in-the-dark Pops in my collection, but it's never been a huge driving factor for me to pick up a pop, and there is another exclusive version of Human Torch, so I feel that that one's just a little bit better than this one, so that's why this one's lower on the list, but I still think it's a fantastic pop in the line, and I'm going to be giving it a 3 out of 5. I think that it's really well done, and it's definitely a good addition, and now let's move on to number 11.
Clobbering time.
In the place of number 11, we have Herbie, of course. This pop is awesome. I vaguely remember Herbie from some of the Marvel cartoons, but I have not seen this character in so long. I know nothing really about the character, but I think that it has a very unique design. I really love it. I love the big eyes, and just the expression that Herbie is giving is just so, like, it just looks so confused, and I feel the same way because I know nothing about the character, but I think that the design really nails it here. I have looked at some actual images and of course just my memories of seeing the character, and it feels very accurate. So for this one, I'm going to be giving it a 3 out of 5. I feel like it's really well done, and that's it for Herbie. So now let's move on to number 10.
Clobbering time.
In number 10, we have one of the largest villains in the Marvel Universe, literally and figuratively, because it is Galactus. Of course, Galactus is usually massive, but in this form, he is actually only going to be a 4-inch. Now, I'm willing to bet that at some point we might get some version of him as a 10-inch, because it just feels so much more accurate, but I really do like how this Galactus looks. I think that the molding is really well done on it. I love the eyes. They look very different and unique. I really like the kind of drawing that's put in the middle of the standard Funko eye. I like how he has a little bit of an expression there just to show that he is just not very happy and just kind of almost uninterested. I remember whenever you see the character in any media that he is usually very just blah, like he really has no like personality to him. He's just there to eat worlds. So I really do like the look of this one. I like how he has his hand out like a power pose there, and I think the colors look really well done on this one. So for Galactus, I'm going to be giving him a 3.5 out of 5. I feel that this one is really well done and definitely earns a really high spot here in the wave here. So this one's really cool, and now we're going to move on to number 9.
Clobbering time.
At number 9, we have another exclusive here, and it is Thing in a disguise, and this is going to be available at Barnes & Noble. So for this one, I felt comfortable putting it higher in the list because personally, I feel like there's a chance I might be able to get this one because I really love the design here. But the thing with exclusives are that I'm always hesitant to put them higher on the list because I'm nervous that I'm not going to be able to successfully acquire them unless I have to pay scalper prices. So I'm not too sure about this one. It is possible to ship from Barnes & Noble to Canada, but I'm always worried about the box condition. So for this one, I'm not too sure if I'll be able to acquire it, but I definitely love the design. It's really cool, and for this one, I'm going to be giving it a 4 out of 5. I think this one is fantastic and looks really cool, and the way they've done Thing this time around just looks amazing. I really love the design of him this time around, and I think that this pop really nails it. So now we're going to move on to number 8.
Clobbering time.
At number 8, we have Human Torch, and this is the Hot Topic exclusive that I was talking about earlier when I was talking about the glow-in-the-dark one, and I think this one absolutely nails it. It would be cool if there was a chase version, but also that would just downgrade the value of this one so much, but it does remind me of the Dark Phoenix Hot Topic exclusive because that one had a similar sort of thing going on with it where it had flames on it, but then there was a chase glow-in-the-dark version. Now, there is nothing revealed about there being a chase version of this one, but who knows. But for the design right here, I think that it's really well done. I like his hair sculpt on there. I really love how we're getting the flames on his legs as well as his hands, and you can see it heating up his suit there, which is a really cool effect. And overall, I think this one's really well done. I'm going to be giving it a 4 out of 5 because I think it nails the design and it's just a really cool character. So this one earns its spot here at number 8, and now let's move on to number 7.
Clobbering time.
In the place of number 7, we have Invisible Woman, which will be a GameStop / EB Games exclusive, and this one nails the design of Invisible Woman. This is the one similar to Human Torch that I was referring to earlier, where there was just a better exclusive version, and this one just nails it. I love how she has the same pose and everything, but it's just that from her legs and up, it's starting to turn translucent, which is really cool. Of course, just showing even more of her abilities in action there, which is a really nice added thing to add to something like a Funko Pop, because sometimes Funko Pops can look very static in their poses, but with this one I feel like it gives it a little bit more, and being able to just show off her abilities even while it's in this static position. So I really do like this one. So for this one, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I think it's a really great design. And now let's move on to number 6.
Clobbering time.
So at number 6 here, we have Mr. Fantastic, of course, the leader of the Fantastic Four. I think he looks really great. I love his hair, how he has some of the gray coming up to his brunette hair at the top. And then I like how they're showing his arms kind of coming out, sort of like Elastigirl, of course, because that is his superhero ability, of course, is to stretch all of his limbs and body. So I really love how they're showing that off. I think it would have been cool to maybe see it in his legs as well, but then that might make the pop a little bit too large. So I think it does work really well here and still showing his abilities, similar to Invisible Woman as well. And I think that he just nails the look here. So for this one, I'm going to be giving it a 4.5 out of 5. You might be wondering why he has a bit of a higher score than, let's say, Invisible Woman or the Human Torch, and that's just because this one, I feel like I have more of a connection to the character. I've seen Mr. Fantastic in more cartoons and stuff than the others, so that's why he's a little bit higher up here. But now let's move on to number 5.
Clobbering time.
At number 5, we have the Super Skrull, and this one was a awesome addition to add here. I love getting to see a Super Skrull here. This is such a comic booky thing that some people might not even know existed, and I love how he's utilizing the Thing's abilities, Invisible Woman's abilities, Reed Richards, of course, Mr. Fantastic, stretchy arm, and then that stretchy arm is also on fire. I think that that is just so unique. It is such a well done pop. I really love the black outline around the eyes as well, and just the coloring here looks really well done. I like the green that they chose. I think it looks very nice. Those yellow eyes are just so piercing. It's just looking into your soul, and I think that the outfit with the purple contrasts the other variety of colors around him very, very well. So I think they did this Super Skrull a lot of justice here. So I'm going to give this one a perfect 5 out of 5. I think that it is just so well done and is definitely one of the coolest ones from the wave here. But now let's move on to number 4.
Clobbering time.
At number 4, we have Thing, and this is just the classic Thing here, and you might be wondering, oh, why is this one so high in your ranking? And the reason why is because, to be honest, I do like just seeing the classic Thing here without his trench coat and everything, and without the 10-inch version, so that's why this one makes it so high on the list. I love being able to see all of the sculpting of the rocks on his body. I think that that's really cool. I love his power pose here. He looks like he's ready to get into a fight here, and I just think that he looks amazing. That expression is just so expressive, just showing his anger there, like he's just ready. He's like, it's clobbering time, of course, saying his signature phrase there, and I think that this one just nails it out of the ballpark. I love getting to see the highlight of the blue color on his shorts as well, which is really cool, similar to the Hulk, of course, and I think that this one just looks fantastic. So for number 4, I'm going to be giving it a 5 out of 5, another perfect here, and I'm sure you can see where this list is going with me already giving 5 out of 5s to 2 pops so far, so I'm sure you can guess what the other scores are, but this one just nails it here, so that's why it's on number 4, and now let's move on to number 3.
Clobbering time.
The next one up here at number 3 is Human Torch, and you're probably wondering, wow, there's a lot of Human Torch pops in this line, and yes, there definitely are, but I think this one is the best by far, and it is actually the common version. This one is very similar to the first appearance Human Torch, except this one has actual eyes to it, which I think really adds a lot here. It adds a lot more expression to the character here, and I love the flames coming all around him. I think that is just really cool. It looks like he's ready to lift off into flight, which is nice. I love all the black lines around him, similar, like I said, to the first appearance version, but this one I think just nails that design so well, and it's going to get a 5 out of 5, of course. This one is perfect in my opinion, and it's just such a cool addition to the line. And now let's move on to number 2.
Clobbering time.
At number 2, we have Silver Surfer, and this one is really cool. I've always wanted to get a Silver Surfer pop, and I think this one is perfect. I love how he's on the Silver Surfer board there, and it's lifted up a little bit, which is really cool to create a more dynamic pose. Those white eyes shine so much there with the black outline. I really love how that looks. It just looks amazing. A very simplistic design, but really nails it here. I love the shine that it's given, and I think that overall this one is just really well done. So I'm going to give it another 5 out of 5 here. So that's why it's at number 2. And now let's check out number 1.
Clobbering time.
So at number 1, we have Dr. Doom. Now this one is amazing. I'm going to get it out of the way right here. This one is going to get a 5 out of 5, of course. This one's amazing. I love Dr. Doom, and I'm so happy to see him translated into Funko Pop form here. I think he looks amazing. That iconic look, those wide eyes underneath his scary mask. He just looks almost like very frightening as well, which is really cool. Really an imposing force here. And I think that he looks amazing. I think it'll be really cool to match this pop-up with maybe even like an Iron Man pop, because I know sometimes he faces off against Iron Man, and just there's a whole bunch of possibilities here. I think that this one really nails its design with still having that sort of shine to the armor as well, similar to Silver Surfer's look as well. So this one just knocks it out of the ballpark. And now that we've gone over all of my rankings here, now we're going to go over to my want list. So let's transition over to there.
Clobbering time.
Alright, so I have quite a few pops on my want list here, so I'm going to go through all of them quickly, and you already know my reasoning for wanting all of these. Basically, I explained it through the rankings, but now I'm just revealing the ones that I will actually want to add to my collection. So the first one we have is Galactus, then we have, of course, Human Torch, the Hot Topic exclusive, then we have Invisible Woman, then Mr. Fantastic, we have a Super Skrull as well. Then we have Thing, then we have Human Torch, Silver Surfer, and then Dr. Doom as well. And these ones are all amazing. Another one that I may want to add to my collection is Thing in a Disguise, which is the Barnes & Noble exclusive. But that one, it's a little tricky because I don't know if I'll be able to get it. But I will temporarily add it onto the list because who knows, I might be able to find it for a good price, even at a convention of some sort. But I think that all of these are amazing. They just nail those iconic designs, of course, and just look amazing. Fantastic even. So yeah, a really nice round of pops here. I think that this wave is just amazing, and I'm running out of words to describe it, so you know what, let's just move on to the final score and my final verdict for the wave.
Clobbering time.
Alrighty, so we're going to talk about my final verdict for the wave here, but first let me give you the total score for the wave. So this one scored out of 75 a 59, and that translates to 79%, so almost 80% here. I think that is a really good score for this wave, and some of you may even have higher scores than this. If you would like, you can leave those down in the comment section below if you don't mind doing some quick math for your rankings here, or just let me know what what your favorite one is out of the wave, or just give me a quick ranking down below, and because I'd be very curious to hear how different our rankings are here. I always love comparing with other people, so that would be a lot of fun as well. And just my final thoughts on the wave are, I feel like they're nailing these iconic designs. I think that they all look fantastic. A really good variety here, a very nice wave overall, very well rounded with a lot of like main characters here. I don't feel like there's any like just on the side characters. Like Mole Man, he might be getting to that point, but I feel like he's still a cool part of the wave. So yeah, I absolutely love all of these Fantastic Four Pops, and I want to hear your thoughts down below as well. Thank you so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like down below. Also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more ranking videos. I do reactions as well. Whole bunch of cool stuff over here, so be sure to give my channel a look. I really appreciate the support. I will see you all next time, and always remember, keep on collecting.